Gaffer, it's back to a slightly normal schedule now following last week's game. Obviously no midweek game in the preparation leading up to tomorrow. How much of a help has that been?
Yeah, it's always good to have just week to week, no interruption of a midweek game. We've been able to have a full week of training and get some players back on the squad. So yeah, it's been okay, but we want to build on a terrific performance away from home last week at Raith Rovers. Yeah,
you talk about getting players back as well. How important has it been, not just in terms of preparation, but in terms of recovery for players as well?
Yeah, obviously a normal week's perfect. We can stick to the schedule without having to chop and change and tailor training a little bit to incorporate midweek fixtures. So yeah, it's been good to have that continuity back within the working week. So yeah, we're all looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Yeah, and in terms of looking back to last week's win at Raith as well, how important was it, just not in terms of getting the win, but also in terms of the fact, going through the adversity of, the match going back to 2 each and then still finding that winner?
Well, the pleasing thing for me is it shows that the players are fighting for each other. But that was never an issue for me, because I know what type of players we've got here at the football club. They've been unlucky in certain games this season with decisions that have went against them, and my belief is we should be higher up the table with a better points total at this stage of the season. But the pleasing thing for me was obviously, like you just said there, playing so well the first half, scoring 2 fantastic goals, and then obviously the disappointment of conceding the free kick, or from the free kick. Then we have a dubious penalty given against us again, because obviously the interpretation I was given was that one of my players had tripped up their player, which isn't the case. With the 2 centre backs, so for us just do their job, they shut the space and do their job, which I asked them to do, and unfortunately they've been punished for, like I say, good defending in my opinion. And then you're thinking, okay, here we go again. But for them to go and roll their sleeves up and go and get the winner was very pleasing for myself. And a great third goal, a fantastic ball from Jordan and great movement for young Michael to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, and using that match to head into tomorrow against Partick Thistle as well. It's a side that have picked up a good run of form recently as well. What challenge do you anticipate from them?
Yeah, well, that's the thing that I try and say to our players is 2 or 3 victories pushes you right up the table. You look at a month ago, Partick Thistle were at the bottom of the table languishing, and they've went on a fantastic run of picking up 13 points out of the last 15 in the league. So it just shows you how quickly things can change in this division. Everybody thinks it's doom and gloom and you're not winning and etc, etc. But like I say, quickly these things can change with 2 or 3 victories in the bounce. It takes you right up to the top of the table. So that's what we're looking to do. We're trying to build on, like I said, a good performance last week. But in terms of Partick Thistle, we played the first game of the season in a game that I think we've done enough to come away with 3 points, and we're looking to emulate that tomorrow. They've got good players, they've got good pace in the wings, with Aidan Fitzpatrick and Logan Chalmers. They've got arguably one of the best strikers in the division in Brian Graham, who in the last 4 or 5 seasons has scored double figures. So it tells you how potent he can be in the box, and they've got other good players, but certainly I think their front 3-4 players are where they could hurt us tomorrow, and that's where we have to be on guard to guard against that.
Yeah, and you talk about the opening game of the season up there at Firhill as well. How much of a different sort of match are you expecting tomorrow?
Well, we're at home, so obviously we'll have home advantage, and like I say, hopefully after the level of performance that the boys put in last week, that the fans come in and get behind their team. They need them and we need them. So we're hoping they come and get right behind the group from the first whistle to the last, because generally these games are always good for both sets of support. They like to get right behind their team, and that's what we're looking for tomorrow from the Taunton fans, is come in and get right behind the boys and back them for 90 minutes.
And in terms of team selection tomorrow, how are we shaping up for that?
Yeah, obviously I thought I had a full quota of players for tomorrow. Unfortunately, Owen Moffat's not managed to get through training today, so he'll hopefully be back for next week. It's just obviously precautionary with his ankle, but long term Dylan Corr will be a wee while away. Hopefully Niall may be available for next week, and Lamar's got personal stuff to take care of this week, so that's why you'll not see Lamar tomorrow. But apart from that, everybody else is fit and available.